the Artist Interrogations Podcast.
Hey, Molly, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Well, not necessarily fantastic. I'm sure you saw the crazy breaking news from earlier today that Ozzy passed away. So, yeah.
Yeah. Today's not a good day.
Right. Yeah. So I've been messing with the playlist, trying to do all Ozzy Black Sabbath songs for the afternoon. So, yeah. I had I had the whole show, like, not necessarily the whole show, but like the first part of the show pre-recorded, and then had to go back because otherwise it would have been like the same old show, and I would have had a bunch of listeners go, why didn't you play any Ozzy or talk about it at least or something like that? And it was kind of crazy because we gave away tickets for Weird Al, and we're all goofy with that giveaway. And then literally 5 minutes later, guys, Ozzy passed away like shortly after that.
That changed the tone.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. What a flip-flop, you know? But how's everything going for you?
Pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, glad to hear it. I was talking about it with Rob. I was like, well, not only are you in Living Dead Girl, you also are a professional model. You're also like a travel agent for Disney. I'm like, how do you handle all of that stuff?
I like to keep busy.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's crazy just to think like. So when you keep busy, do you have like the giant wall calendar, or do you have like some sort of planner? Do you use like the Google Calendar? Like, what's your secret? I need to know because I get bombarded with tasks here.
I'm literally sitting beside my calendar right now, just like staring at it. I like to physically write it all down. I don't like a phone one or a Google one.
Yeah, that's better. The old-fashioned way. I did see. I was watching a previous interview with you, and you were talking about being old-fashioned, and I was going to talk with you about that, about the DVDs and VHS tapes that you have of Disney films, because I know you're such a Disney fanatic, and yeah.
I am, yeah.
And
I still love physical media.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy because like I talked about it. Now it's a conspiracy theory that I think intentionally my disk drive on my Xbox Series X stopped working. Because they want you to go buy the game online versus owning the game itself. I have all of these DVDs, and I can't watch any single one of them with my series. The first world problem, I know, but I have my old Xbox One that's like my glorified DVD player, and I'll plug that in if I want to watch one of the movies instead of, trying to stream it. But yeah.
I went to go buy a DVD player like 2 years ago to watch the Melissa Cross Son of Screaming DVD. And when I asked the employee at Walmart where the DVD players are, he asked me, what is that?
And you just...
Sorry, my cat just meowed also.
Yeah, your cat is also mad about that too.
Sorry, she interrupted.
That's awesome. That's great. No, cat interruptions are always the best. What's the cat's name?
Boo.
Oh, what a great name. I thought it would have been like Ariel or something like that, like your obsession with the Little Mermaid.
No, I've got Boo and Minnie. They're both Disney names, but not princesses.
Boo and Minnie. Love it. So I was actually, one of my big questions for you, considering you are the Disney fanatic, which park do you prefer, Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World all the way. Disneyland is the original. It's the classic. It's, older, so it has more of like that nostalgia of like classic Disney. But I like living near Disney World because there's 4 parks and more resorts. So if I'm going to go to one frequently, I'd rather the bigger one.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I unfortunately have not been. I did grow up in Southern California, so I was kind of by Disneyland. I went a couple of times. I worked at a Knott's Berry Farm as a ride operator, and everyone was saying they preferred Disney at the time when I was there. So I was like, Knott's Berry Farm's the theme park you go to when you can't afford Disney, and
we have Disney at home.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like there would have been a lot more stricter rules as a ride operator at Disneyland versus working at Knott's Berry Farm. And I'm the worst when it comes to customer service. So I could not imagine having to point with the 2 fingers, having to follow every single little rule. It would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
But
that's why I feel safer at like Disney Universal though, is the standards. I don't like going to like Six Flags. Like I've had friends I've gotten stuck on their roller coasters, so I'm scared of those ones.
Oh yeah, no, I used to have to test the ride that I worked at. It was called Boomerang, and I was already too big for the ride itself. And it would go back up, like up the ramp. And once it was at the top, it just stopped and did not move. And my knees were just digging into the front of the cart. And I remember getting out eventually, and I just had bruises all over. And I feel like the only one ride that ever broke down at Disneyland for me was the Winnie the Pooh ride. And it kind of sucked seeing the behind the scenes magic of it. You know, you got to see like, oh, the rain is not real. It's just streamers coming down. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I want to, you know, be in my imagination there.
That's why I would never work there. I don't want it to be ruined for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was talking about it with somebody recently. That's funny that we brought this up. A Space Mountain at Disney World. I know it's like they turned the lights on in there now or something like that.
Yeah. If it breaks down, yeah.
If it breaks down. Okay. Because I was told by somebody, it was like they turned the lights on because somebody complained. And I'm like, okay, that's a little, I don't think they would do something like that. I don't know. I had the same look on my face that you just made right there. So, but, well, you guys have the latest single out, Poison Me, played it on the new music feature. And I was laughing at what you said in a prior interview about how when you shot the music video, your husband was the guy that built the entire rain set in your guys' backyard. And is that like now a permanent fixture of the backyard?
No, we quickly pulled it down because we rent and we don't want our landlord to know we did that.
I
it never said in the lease that we couldn't, but
right. I feel bad for even sharing that then. Like the landlord somehow hears this. Wait a minute.
Oh, I don't care. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. It didn't wreck anything.
Oh,
you know,
good.
like the backyard's still intact.
Is your husband a part-time like engineer? Because I would never know to mess with PVC pipe, anything like that, to get the rain effect.
No, he's just a very like, I don't know, like a hands-on kind of guy that knows how to build things, I guess. Just naturally talented.
Jealous of people like that. I mean, because I know he's a drummer too. He's the drummer in Living Dead Girl. He, you know, does all that stuff. And meanwhile, like I asked my boss recently, like how to put on a shelf on the wall. And I still watch those YouTube videos on how to do certain things. So now I feel useless. So, but
well, you've never tried to build a rain set in your backyard?
Oh, no.
That's such a specific
I should try. I should give it a shot at least, you know. And I don't really have a backyard, so maybe I could just in the parking lot here by the stations just tell my boss, hey, you know, or not even tell him, just when it's done, be like, hey, I built this for whenever we need a rain room. We can start a whole interview segment where I interview artists in the rain and we just sit there soaked with the microphone.
There you go.
Yeah. So you guys just wrapped up your latest tour?
We did, yeah. I just got home on Sunday.
Oh, how was it? How was the whole thing?
It was really fun. I love that we ended with the Upheaval Festival because it's like we were just like building up, play the big show, done. I hate playing a big show and then playing a small show again after because it ruins it for you. Like ending on a high note with a festival is just perfect.
Now, in your mind, when you're on stage and you're trying your best to amp up the crowd, and the crowd is not necessarily doing their part, as I would put it, do you kind of in your head like freak out a little bit and then go like, okay, how can I make this better type of thing?
The thing that I've learned with the past 4 years of touring is that not everyone will do that. So it's not personal if they don't jump around or don't headbang. Some people are very introverted. They're shy. They don't want other people looking at them. So I've really learned not to like take it personally because I've had people who stand there with their arms crossed and just stare at me the whole time I'm on stage. And I'm making eye contact with them and trying to get them to move. And it like kind of makes you uncomfortable a bit. And then they come up to you after the show and say, that was the best concert I've ever been to. You're my favorite band, blah, blah. At the merch table, they tell you that after. So I've learned that just because someone's not jumping or not headbanging doesn't mean they're not having fun. Everyone kind of expresses that differently, I guess. And, you know, you just kind of learn not to let them determine your mood.
I'm guilty of being that guy that stands there with my arms crossed because if I move around, you can't tell, but I'm close to 7 foot. I'm about 6'9". So like I'm usually the guy in the back just standing there with my arms crossed. Like I want to watch this. And if I get into the pit, I might push someone over by accident. I'm like, oh, let them have their fun. And it's a whole thing. Like plus if I go to the front, I then get ridiculed for being that tall guy at the front that blocks everybody. And nobody paid, you know,
everyone hates you.
Yeah. Nobody paid money to see the back of my bald head. So it's just one of those things. But I did go to the front for Brand of Sacrifice and I turned around and luckily I did when I did, but one of the crowd surfers like giant boots was right there about to drop kick me, and I was like, okay, perfect, and just glad I didn't get knocked out or something like
there
that.
you go.
But
I used to crowd surf and mosh as a teenager, but now I'm an adult and I don't want to.
yeah, it is weird because I think we're both around relatively the same age because I'm 28, and so I heard like you say you were 21 a couple years back. I'm like, yeah, she's around the same age as me. It's crazy. Like, but like as the older we both get, like, the less I want to the less I want to see a 4-band lineup, because by the third band I'm just done.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's the other thing. Like if I'm going out to a concert now, I'm like, I need my comfy shoes, I need my earplugs. Like you got to do all the steps to make sure it's enjoyable.
I have now started carrying a fanny pack of all the meds potentially needed, the ones that are mandatory. Any potential snacks, ibuprofen. Yeah, I go down. I make sure they're all alphabetized. Pretty soon, I'll have that Sunday through Saturday pill holder and be just like every other older individual. Yeah. So you guys finished up the tour. Do you kind of, when you plan your next tour, do you kind of have this mandatory rest period? Like I need to have some time to breathe.
We like to if we can, because like we all have to go back home and like work for a bit and kind of recoup from the time off and everything. So there's that. But sometimes we do kind of schedule things really close, kind of by accident. Like we got home from last summer's tour and I went to Nashville 2 days later to go record. So I literally went straight from 3 weeks on the road, 2 days later to Nashville for another 3 weeks. So I was not even home for 48 hours to see my cats and like be in my own bed and everything. But it actually worked out really well that we did that because I was very warmed up from the tour, that I felt like my vocals sounded better than ever recording this new album. And it's funny because we thought, oh, she's going to be exhausted and burnt out, but it actually worked in my favor. But no, there's not much rhyme or reason. We always think, oh, let's go home for a bit. But sometimes you're just so go that you don't get to have that.
Yeah, and especially with the type of field that like you're in, especially with being an entertainer and also in the music industry, it's like if you're not touring, you're not necessarily making the money that you should, and it's just a whole thing. I totally understand. So, how excited are you to take this new album on tour potentially early next year, or if that's the time frame?
I'm extremely excited because I do not want to say by any means that I'm sick of my old music, because I'm not. I'm very comfortable with our set list and I love it. But it is very exciting to add new songs into the set list because it just changes it up and gives us like a new challenge. Like, okay, let's nail this song down. Let's get the choreography down. Let's figure out what to do with it. So even on this last run we just got home from, we did 3 unreleased songs at some shows. The ones that had an encore, we just threw another unreleased song, sorry. So we got to play 3 brand new ones, and that was a lot of fun.
And how was the crowd reaction for those 3 unreleased tracks?
Oh, it was great. We did something really fun in one of them where our drummer and our bassist switched instruments. And then when we played it at a People Festival, we actually did like a full musical chairs where the drummer played guitar, the guitar played bass, the bassist played drums. So we all just like handed each other our instruments. And I got this new prop. It's like a little gun that shoots. We were shooting money at the crowd. It's like fake money that has my face on it. So the crowd absolutely loved that song. It was very high energy, very fun, and just like a lot of, shenanigans going on during it.
And when you talk about choreography, is there a lot of just like stuff that you have to specifically do or the whole band has to specifically do? Like, what do you mean by choreography? Because is there like a whole dance involved type thing?
Oh, we're not quite there yet, but that's the goal one day. But there is actually things I admit we could like sync up a little bit more, but it's just making sure like, okay, during this part, we all know what to do. Like during Worship Me, our guitarist Michael runs over and kneels down and I like step on his back. And then the other 2 kneel down facing me. And then we all have to know the exact second to stand up. So we all stand up at the same time. And then just like little things like that. So when you throw a new song in the mix, it's kind of awkward because the first few times you play it, it's like, how do I move to this song? I have never done this before.
Now, did the guitar player volunteer for that whole worship me, like to be stepped on type thing, where you're just like, hey, I'm going to step on you during this part of the choreography, and you're gonna do it, okay?
It was actually his idea, not mine. I would feel badly if I was like forcing someone to do that, but he said, how about, because I always just had the guys kneel down, and I used to kneel during it too. I did that for like 2 or 3 years. And then finally I thought about it and I was like, why am I kneeling?
Right.
This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Finally I questioned it. So I was like, how about I stand in the middle and you all kneel facing me, And then Michael was like, how about I slide in front of you and you like put your leg up? And it's so cool because it's such a good photo op. Like it's just a cool pose. Like it just adds a little gimmick. Like the second we do it at every show, every phone comes up to take a picture.
Oh yeah, that's I would think, what artists somewhat hate but also somewhat love. Like immediately when they pull the phones out, I feel like you're doing something good there, right?
Yeah. Like it's worthy of them sharing it, so they must like what you're doing.
Yeah. And when I listened to Poison Me, the latest single, I immediately just heard the In This Moment influence. Was that something that was a part of that whole songwriting process? Like you had the great screams, you have the clean vocals. Like, is Maria Brink a huge influence on you?
Yeah, she absolutely is a huge influence for me, especially her screaming, because I don't do like the low guttural growl kind of vocals. Like my screams are a lot more like high, feminine, shrieky sounding. So comparatively, I would say it's closest to Maria Brink more so than, like Ginger or Spirit Box or anyone. That's kind of my range is similar to hers. So sometimes I unintentionally end up sounding exactly like her, and I wasn't exactly trying to. Like the big scream in the bridge of Poison Me, when I heard it, I thought if someone told me this was Maria Brink, I'd probably believe them. But it's like, I just sound like that, though. I wasn't necessarily trying to.
Yeah, there was a cover that you did on your YouTube channel. I was looking at those different covers, and I completely forget the song now, but you sounded almost exact. I think it was Slaughterhouse. No, was it Slaughterhouse? It might have been a different one, where you almost sounded exactly like Maria. Yeah, and the cover was, of course, great. I love Slaughterhouse. I played...
Oh, Closer. It was Closer.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, no, I just heard the In This Moment influence. I'm like, am I going to insult Molly if I say like, hey, you sort of sound like Maria Brink? And I'm glad you took that as like a compliment there.
Oh, that is absolutely not an insult. Like, I feel like if you're being compared to someone and that person is incredible, it's a huge compliment.
Right.
If you compare me to someone who sucked, then I'd be insulted. But she is incredible.
I should have thought of somebody that'll just be like, hey, you sort of sounded like this, just to see like how irate you would have gotten. I'm just kidding. I would not do that.
Hey, you sound kind of like Rebecca Black or something.
Her career is taking off too now, which is crazy. I remember that Friday came out in like I don't know, middle school for me or something like that, and I remember that was a huge thing. And now she's like doing other songs, and yeah, she's all over the place.
Oh,
now.
I did not know.
Yeah, I think she's touring with Katy Perry.
Oh, okay. Well, I take back my statement. Then I just thought of like something that sounded auto-tuney, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
Right. No, JoJo Siwa. If I said something like that, like her cover of Betty Davis Eyes.
No. That's what we'll use as the insult.
There we go. I do know one of the biggest influences for you, of course, is Avril Lavigne, and I still love the fact that you have this your very first YouTube video where it says Avril walks right by me. And it's just this 12-year-old YouTube video of you seeing Avril Lavigne walk by. Have you two had the chance yet to actually meet each other? I'm hoping so.
We have, yes.
Perfect.
I have a picture with her.
Oh, I didn't see that anywhere, so I was like, I need to ask her that question just as a personal, please tell me she met her, because I know Avril was just at the Vans Warped Tour in D.C. Did you go and see that at all?
I did not. I did see her up in Canada on her last tour, though.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, didn't she have Derek, her ex, on stage too at one point at Warped Tour, or was that somewhere else?
Yeah, I was at Warped Tour.
Yeah, wow.
That was pretty iconic.
Yeah, I'm sad that I'm missing the Warped Tour because I'm from Seal Beach, California, and Long Beach, California is right next door. And I'm so sad I can't make it to the Warped Tour down there. As soon as I saw it was announced, I'm like, maybe I should go back home and go see all those bands. But I just didn't have the time or the money to really do so. Plus, now, like we talked about just a tad bit earlier with the whole, like, once you get past like 3 bands, you're like, I'm tired. I want to sit down. At Warped Tour, you need water, all of that stuff. And yeah.
Water, sunscreen, shoes, everything.
Right. So, but
I do like though, because it gets starting during the day.
Yeah, and like it used to start like at 10 a.m. and you would like wake up and immediately go watch Chelsea Grin on stage, and you're just like, oh, what am I even doing? Like I just woke up and now I got to go like get in the pit and start punching people. But
yeah, I'm more energetic at 10 in the morning and 10 at night, so I kind of love that.
Yeah, you're a morning person too? Because I'm like the old man of the people my age, 100%.
I unfortunately am a morning person, so when I'm on tour, I have to like force myself not to be. But like every night at like 9 p.m., I'm yawning and want to get in my pajamas.
So another big question I had was the Disney movie collection, and how you said you have all the VHS and DVDs of all the Disney movies. Were you hunting them on eBay? Did you have a whole team, like the whole band, hunt for certain ones? Because they're hard to find. They're hard to find.
It kind of happened gradually, and a lot of the times I would just buy a huge chunk of them at once from like one person on Facebook Marketplace. Like there'd be one person that had 50 of them, so I would buy all of them from them. And then I'd find some at a thrift store. And then I have every single edition of Little Mermaid that's ever come out, including, so did I say come out? Came out. Wow, I'm so tired. Sorry.
Okay.
Every edition of Little Mermaid that ever came out, even the band cover, like I have every single one. And I don't know why I felt like I needed to own every single one, but once I started, I couldn't stop.
That's something to brag about at that point, and like the band cover, like you don't know how much money that will go down the line. I mean, you don't want to sell it, obviously, but it's like you almost want to put it in the glass case in the house and be like, yeah, by the way, check this out. Like, this is my rare Little Mermaid VHS, and it's a talking point. It for sure is. But
I've looked into selling them, but if they're not sealed, they're not worth anything.
Yeah. My morning our morning show host Victor here, he collects like Stephen King books, and he'll collect the first editions and all of that stuff. So I do get to hear what his tactics are when it comes to trying to conquer eBay. So I was wondering what your tactic was for finding DVDs or VHS tapes of all these classic Disney films. And The Little Mermaid has to be your favorite, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a tattoo of Ariel on my arm.
As soon as I saw like the different like Disney themed pictures that you posted and the all that stuff of Disney related on Instagram, I'm like, I got to ask her all about it. And there was I even had it in my notes here because it's so funny that they are coming out. I'm sure you've heard about this already. They're coming out with that Disney dating app called Single Writers. And
I did, and I thought that was a cute idea.
I thought so too, because you see a lot of people who are just Disney fanatics, and they're by themselves or they're made fun of by people like me on the air. I'm sorry, but I feel bad for doing so. I definitely feel bad for doing so, but it's just I'm glad to have each other. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. But to sort of wrap up here, what can we expect from Living Dead Girl in the near future? I mean, clearly the new album comes out. Is there a set date for it?
Yes, October 10th.
October 10th. I'm definitely excited to check out the rest. Poison Me. I'll definitely give it, of course, a bunch of spins on the air and make sure our listeners like it as much as I did. So appreciate you, Molly, for joining the show today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
The Artist Interrogations Podcast is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.